Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here. Welcome back to part 4 of the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree full playthrough walkthrough. In this section of the walkthrough, we are going to go through Belurat Tower Settlement, which is the game's, or the DLC's, more or less first legacy dungeon. There's a couple legacy dungeons available pretty quickly, but this, I think, is intended to be the first one. So, this legacy dungeon is just over here on the west side of Graveside Plain. In the previous 3 sections of the walkthrough, we did more or less everything Graveside Plain has to offer, at least on the surface level. So we gained access to Dragon's Pit Terminus and the Foot of Jagged Peak. We'll do that a lot later in the walkthrough. We technically also have access to Castle Ensis as well as Elac River, but we'll do those later as well. My current thinking is that we'll do Elac River after this one, so that's probably what we'll do. Okay, so starting off, we are currently level 183 with a level 4 Scadutree Blessing and a level 2 Revered Spirit Ash Blessing. Primarily a Dex build, bleed build. That's kind of what we did in the full playthrough walkthrough, so that's what we're continuing to do here. All right, once you're ready, you want to come up to the doorway here. I've never really noticed that these mountains kind of extend outward, so I'm just going to double check to make sure there's no treasures here. I'm more interested on the left side, though. I don't think I actually checked this on my first playthrough. Some butterflies. Always helpful. Okay, nothing crazy. Very good. All right, let's enter the tower settlement by going through the front door. Now, I will warn you, the boss of this dungeon is very difficult. And if you find yourself running into a lot of trouble, feel free to leave and come back. There is a reason that I did not do this immediately, and I'm waiting for like level 4, level 5 Scadutree Blessing. All right, so these scorpions may seem weak. That's because this isn't the big scorpion. These are like medium scorpions. In this room, there's quite a lot of small ones. They'll basically come crawling toward you once you kind of get close, and then there's a lot hanging from their strings. These tiny ones die in one hit, but they can overwhelm you if you're not careful. So don't just assume that because they're small, they're not going to do anything to you. It's certainly not the case. All right, so we can come over here, grab this Revered Spirit Ash. And then let's duck into here. Great. Get our Shadow Realm rune. That causes a few to drop. Cool. And let's go upstairs. And there's a big scorpion up there. Something that I want to mention, though, is that these look like the Monumental from Demon Souls. Like, really close. I know it's a standard like child monk design, but still. Right, so always try to let these guys kind of get behind you, or you should always try to get behind them. Reason being because they have a nasty grab attack that you really do not want to get hooked up by. And that big medium scorpion was guarding this, which is a fireproof dried liver. And we can head into the next section, but be careful, because around this right corner is going to be a big scorpion. There he is. There's still a medium one. God, these things can really overwhelm. Whew. Okay. Okay. Belurat Tower Settlement. Now, there's a site of grace right here. And this big door does not open from this side. So even if you try, it'll say, does not open from this side, which is one of my favorite error messages ever. All right. In this room, we got a couple of enemies that are just chilling out. They are these shadow enemies. These guys can be kind of hard to see, so be very careful when entering any rooms or any regions at all, really, because they are hard to see. This door also does not open from this side, which is another exciting message. I'm going to rest at this side of grace just to reset my flasks. And we're also going to increase our Revered Spirit Ash Blessing by 1. So now we're at level 3. All right. So coming through here, we have these guys praying. Now, these small shadow guys die in just 1 hit, but you mostly have to worry about these guys. These guys actually have big weapons. They have multi-hit combos, and they have a decent amount of health as well. A lot of these guys will be passive. However, they sometimes, I won't say come alive, but they sometimes, like, ow. They sometimes become hostile at unpredictable times. So I do recommend, excuse me, I do recommend killing them whenever you see them. All right, so that guy was just hiding behind a waterfall. This is not an illusory wall. I actually got very confused for a second because I did not remember that being an illusory wall. All right, so down this alleyway, we have a couple of casters up there that will try their best to harass us. So what I recommend doing is actually just running over here. You can kill all these guys in 1 hit, get yourself a Somber Smithing Stone, and then you can come down here into the sewer. However, I don't actually recommend doing that until we get a key, so I'm actually going to backtrack a tiny bit. And then we are going to try to get this guy out here without calling attention to the casters up there. The reason being because we need to run past those casters in order to get behind them. So let's do that. We can duck down this alleyway here. Careful of an enemy on the right. Wake this guy up. Okay. Some Mesmer Fire Grease. Solidified knot grease made from a mixture of incendiary materials. Coats armament, adding heavy fire damage to attacks. The effect only lasts for a short time. Fire was a symbol of the Crusade, and even Mesmer's rank-and-file soldiers would wield it. All right, so we've got another big guy over there. But we do need to rush because he's not really interested in following. Be careful, because there will be an enemy behind you. There he is. Okay. Now, usually those casters will more or less leave you alone, but you don't want to take any chances, so just rush. Whoa! Hello! Oh my goodness. Wow, that almost went pear-shaped. Okay. Whew. All right, go ahead and get your Black Firefly and then walk into this building here. Now, I do recommend killing these guys. This guy is already kind of hostile, so once you kind of get near him, he might attack you, but he's looking at an item, and that's a Silverhorn Tender here. And we come up here, and there's a Site of Grace. I'm not going to rest here just because I don't want to reset everything. Hey, somebody else is wearing the Briar Armor. Look at that. I don't want to reset anything just yet. So we're going to come out here, and then we're going to kill these casters. This door's locked. We need the storeroom key in order to unlock that, which we'll get a little later on. But there's an important NPC in that room. And I've said this before, but NPC questlines in the DLC are finicky. They all change once you cross a certain line and the Great Rune breaks. And so you need to be very careful of when you cross that line because you want to make sure you like start quest lines that you want to do. So we're gonna come out here along the rooftops. Excuse me. Okay, pillage these remains. I'm forgetting how we get over there. Oh, right, you walk along the rafter there. Okay. the performance, the game performance, at least on PlayStation 5 in Belurat, is weird. You'll notice quite a lot of hitching. It's especially bad during the boss fight. But the rest of the DLC seems to be fine. Whoa, hello. Cool. Grab that, and then we can continue on through the room with the Site of Grace. Whew. Alrighty. So we have one of these horned warriors. Unfortunately, these guys cannot be backstabbed. So we want to try to unload as much damage into them as possible before they turn around. They are susceptible to bleed. They have a lot of the same moves as Champion Gundyr and Udex Gundyr from Dark Souls 3, including the shoulder charge. So when you see them sort of like bury their shoulder a little bit, get ready for it to charge at you and then dodge pretty quick. All right, so a lot of guys here. There are also enemies on the rooftops that you have to be mindful of. There are some grave birds up there. Seems like they're all going to leave us alone for now, though. All right, then we're going to come in here. And there's going to be an NPC invasion in this area. So, kill anybody who seems to be waking up. All right. So, we are invaded by Fire Knight Queelign. And his name is kind of funny. It's actually like a mix of two words, and that's Queen and alignment. This person is aligned very tightly with Queen Marika, which is odd because he's using Messmer's stuff. You know, he's a Fire Knight, so he seems to be... Oh, God. Hello. Hello. He is very in line with Messmer's original vision, even though most of the knights have sort of gone against him. Like, they're not really fans of what they've been asked to do, and many of them have... Jesus, this pillar. Many of them have started to betray Messmer and just go against him.
Thou shalt not evade the flame of my...
All right, so that's Fire Knight Queelign, or Queelign. And then we get the Crusade Insignia for our troubles. A talisman depicting a raised spear on a backdrop of flames in remembrance of the lives lost in the sacred crusade led by Messmer. Raises attack power after defeating an enemy. The warriors who fought in the crusade set aside both honor and mercy to wantonly impale and scorch those deemed impure. Those who felt invigorated by each cry of death were the same men who were certain of the sanctity of their campaign. So they reveled in it. All right, then we get the Ash of War, Shriek of Sorrow. Skill utilized by the downtrodden, scream causing nearby enemies to flinch, while also recalling deep-seated resentment, boosting attack power based on the amount of HP remaining. The lower the HP, the greater the effect. It's usable on all melee armaments. So we got a couple of guys remaining here. All right, so that's it for this little area. Killing Queelign is important, and the reason for that is because he actually invades twice, and the second time that he invades and you kill him, he drops a key. He will not drop the key until he invades twice, so you want to make sure to kill him here. This way you don't have to come all the way back here. But if you were to kill him in the other place, which it's not the Church of Benediction, it's another Church of the Crusade, I think it is. If he invades there the first time, you'll have to come back here and then, you know, fight him here. Okay. Yeah, let's get this guy down here. Wow, dude. This guy's just staring at us the whole time. Alright, Come through here. There are some enemies here, so just be careful. Right. And then there's this guy who I'm actually going to kite out because there's another big guy nearby that I don't want to deal with if I can help it. Okay. Red flesh mushroom. Don't worry about the man flies. Sell some string. Come through here. Come up the ladder. All right, now we have the storeroom key, which is the key I mentioned before. Let's go this way, though. That leads there. All right. Jump over here. So this is just the other side of that ladder. Over here. And we get the well depths key. So we've gotten 2 keys back to back. So let's go ahead and read the descriptions on those. Storeroom key is a key with a spiral engraving. Opens the door to the storeroom on the 2nd floor of Belurat, the tower settlement. And the well depths key is a crude, corroded key. Opens the iron grating at the bottom of the well in Belurat, the tower settlement. Okay. Let's do the easier one first. Let's open the storeroom, which is over here. And this is why I didn't want to reset anything, because it's easier to keep everything dead. And we were doing okay in terms of health and mana. All right, so we use the storeroom key here. And then there's an NPC here.
Who art thou, stranger? By the look of thee, another of Messmer's peons, methinks. Tell me, does thy kind never weary grow? How do these old bones fascinate thee yet? Our lands were by thy kind set aflame, our tower by thy kind veiled in shadow. Thou camest, robbing us of all, spoiling all. Have ye not basked in these deeds long enough? Listen, progeny of the wanton's trumpet. For thy sins thou shalt have thy recompense. The sacred beast shall unleash its ire. Till then, with this old hag, do what thou wilt, for all the good it'll do thee in the end. For what reason dost thou falter, villain? Enact thy sordid work with fullest pride. Else tuck away thy tail and leave for good. Loathsome issue of the rotten strumpet.
Okay. So, that is Hornsent Grandam. If you were to kill her, she drops an item, but you can get that item anyway by completing her quest. So it's important that you speak with her now, and then after we defeat the boss of this dungeon, we will come back and speak with her again. And the helmet here, or this head, is a clue as to what to do with her. So she calls us the progeny of the strumpet, which is Marika, and strumpet is not a kind word to describe a woman. But more on her later. We can actually make her friendly towards us if we convince her that we are on her side or the side of the people of Belurat. And she she calls special attention to the divine beast. So let's use the sewer key now, and let's come down here. And kill this guy. I'm actually just going to turn around and kill these guys too. Okie doke. So we can use the key here. Now what I recommend doing is make sure that you have plenty of poison boluses available, and then you want to put them on your bar. I have 9. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Can I craft any more? Don't really have much cave moss. Okay, so we have this whole poison area here of the sewers. There is a mini-boss here that's not really a boss, but it does drop an important item. So what you can do is try to, like, stay out of the poison for as long as possible. It's easier said than done, though. We do have a lot of these man-flies here, so they will eventually just start crawling towards us, so we can take care of them. You do have to be careful because some of these man-flies, or flymen, can spit maggots at us and cause a lot of damage, but also poison buildup. So basically everything here causes poison, and it's not exactly a good time. So we're going to focus on that mini-boss first, so we can come up here to the rooftops. I don't believe there are any items up here, but it's always worth checking. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, so the mini-boss here is not so mini. In fact, it's an Erdtree spirit. So I'm not sure if the idea is that this was like left over during the Crusade, like maybe America was helping out and using these spirits or something. I don't really know. But, ow, they're still strong. They still have all their attacks. Well, that was weird to have my shield up. And you are fighting this one in the poison. It does the Vicar Amelia Prey Slam. When it screams, that's the grab, so just wait for it to come zooming towards you, and then you'll be able to deal some damage to it. I don't recommend trying to pick up any of the items while you're fighting it. That's just a bad idea. Pay very close attention to your mana consumption, or your stamina consumption. When it gets down to about half health, it's going to... Oh my god, dude, come on. It's going to scream and then do a breath eruption attack, so just be careful of any of the geysers. It will typically try to grab after that. Oh, we get the tail swipe. That's fun. Get in on the tail swipe. This is the grab, so just roll once it's near you. Phase 2, you can do a few different breath attacks. Somewhat easy to manage just because you can actually like stay in it. There's the grab. And that's it. Okay, for our troubles, we'll get a Talisman. Get the Immunizing Horn Charm +2, ceremonial accoutrement worn by Hornsent, vastly raises immunity. Horns are sublime artifacts to Hornsent, and their presence confirms the belief that they are a chosen people. Only the repeated sprouting of fresh horns can create a tangled horn, which is viewed as an irrefutable symbol of primacy. All right, and then don't forget the items scattered around the swamp. Pay very close attention to your health while you're in here. It's one thing to let the poison tick and just deal with it, but it's another thing entirely to forget about how much damage it's doing over time, because it can kill you. All right, so that's the first half of the swamp done. There's an entirely separate half on the other side of this bridge with another difficult enemy. Is there an item on this rooftop? Is that what this is all leading? Excuse me. Is that what this is all leading to? Did I never realize this? Because I always felt the smithing stone was kind of a weird treasure over here. I don't know. I don't know if you can make this jump. I mean, I just saw somebody on that roof, so clearly it is. Wow, okay, I didn't even think I was going to land there. Okay. Okay, I mean, it's not a rooftop treasure, but it is this. That's cool, I guess. LOL. This doesn't seem proper. Okay. Alright, we've got one flask left. Let's try to do some work here. There's a lot of man-flies here. Don't let them gang up on you if you can help it. This rooftop here is the most deadly one because of the fact that you have one guy here that spits maggots. So you want to do your best to kill him as quickly as possible. And then you can just sort of use this as a bit of a meat grinder. The man-flies do have a grab. It's like a jumping grab that they can do, so you gotta be very careful of that. Oh, we thought he was dead. Okay. And then you will also have several packs of man-flies that will come around. Usually the one in the back can spit the maggots, so you want to try to kill that one first. No, it wasn't the one in the back. Oh! It was this one. Okay, that is not the tier that I thought that I had. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly open the shortcut back here just in case we fail in our mission. I don't want to have to redo the whole thing. So if we open this up, this leads back to one of the first sites of grace, just outside the big door at the beginning of the tower settlement. It's funny, I forgot that I had equipped the Sekiro tier, and now I kind of want to try it, but I have no flasks. All right, let's come over here for another item. All right, there's another pack of man-flies over here. However, there is also a horned guardian or a winged guardian guy. So, gotta be careful. You can see him over there lurking in the shadows. And be very careful not to aggro him before you're ready. Okay. And then there is another pack of man-flies on that building, but I'm going to run over here and just challenge our man. So this guy gets some cool abilities. Thank God I had that tier equipped. Oh, bad move. Oh, die. Thank you. All right. We get the Horned Warrior's Sword, which reads, Curved Sword of the Horned Warriors, Keepers of the Tower. The ornamental tangled horns allow the blade to serve as a medium for horn calling. So you get to use their abilities too. One thing that I want to call out here is this bridge where my helmet is. This bridge is accessible, but not until close to the end of the game. So I don't want you to go crazy searching for a way to get there and into that room. You can't do it until you access something way later in the game. All right. So approaching this area will cause the man-flies to sort of come around, which is helpful. So take them out best you can. Okay. I'm almost positive there's one more back here. Get the poison hand, which is a cool fist weapon. I think there's one back there. Okay, that was one of the ones that dropped. All right. Perfect. All right. Wow, we actually made it through. Very cool. Okay, so we're basically done with the sewer area. So this is a glove stitched together from the flayed skin of victims of a butcherous bloodbath. Afflicts target with deadly poison. Raises attack power when poisoning occurs in the vicinity. Forged of an unyielding black impulse toward revenge, fostered in those who have had everything burned or stolen from them. These are the weapons of the utterly downtrodden. So again, this is a fist weapon. Let's go ahead and equip it so you can see it. So it's like a martial arts weapon, and then if you two-hand, you get some cool effects. So I'm not a martial arts user myself, but I like that they were added in. All right. Cool. So now that we've done that, I mean, we opened up the shortcut back to Belurat Tower Settlement, but we're going to go to the small private altar this time. Great. So now that we're back, and we've got our flasks back and all that, we can continue up. So, this is that horned warrior from before. Wow. Oh my goodness! Aren't you a little overzealous there, buddy? Wow. Meeting out a lot of damage. Okay. Wait, didn't we get to another side of grace? Okay, I guess not. Okay. There he is. I always wondered where this guy came from. All right. Cool. Let's go back up here. All right, we just found the keys and left before, that's why. Okay. Very good. So we went down there. Let's kill this guy just so he doesn't bother us. Okay. Coming up here, we have this broken sort of bridge here. Got a couple of choices. I'm going to kill this grave bird over here just to kind of get rid of him. So much damage. Okay, this guy wants to join in on the fun. Why not? Who am I to deny you a good time? All right, let's go to the left first. And then there's going to be quite a lot of creepy crawlies here. So they're all coming out of this room. And usually where there's small scorpions, there's big scorpions, so just keep that in mind. Now, really important, there's a passageway through here that we're going to go through, but first we're going to come into this room, and we're going to deal with the big scorpion. So, oh, wow, I thought I dodged it. All right, the scorpion's got to grab. Again, whenever you're getting grabbed in a Souls game, just mash L1 and R1, and then you should be able to either get out of the grab or, at the very least, make it so you don't take as much damage. I don't know what he's attacking over there. Come on. All right. Medium one just dropped. I didn't even know that was there. Jeez. There we go. Just trying to get on the side of it the whole time. Oh, wrong item. Shit, I'm dead. No? Pretty close. This is terrible. I went through here with a strength weapon the first time, so I found these guys a lot easier than I am finding them now. But he's dead. Okay, great. So that's that. And then we also get the bone bow. The bone bow is actually a really cool weapon. It has this awesome rapid fire Ash of War. So it's a crude short bow fashioned from sickly bone, a medium for spirit calling, and a product of the ancient hexing arts of the tower. The skill is Rancor Shot. Imbue arrows with vengeful spirits before firing off a barrage. Imbued arrows chase down foes as they cut through the air. It's a really, really cool weapon, and I'm going to upgrade it once we get an opportunity to do so. It has a really cool... if you hold L2 to do Rancor Shot, and then you just mash R1, you rapid-fire arrows, and they basically home in on your opponents. So really, really good bow in the DLC. All right, so let's come over here, and then we're going to find another Cross of Mikola. Oh, my God. I knew there were manflies in here. I just forgot that that one was going to ambush. All right. Okay, very good. And then there's just a couple over here. Get some thin beast bones. This is like a mother. It looks like just a large manfly, but it's like the mother of manflies. I don't know. Which is cool. Okay. So we get the Scadutree fragment, and then we can read this cross, and it says, carve words coalesce. I abandon here my arm sinistral. And sinistral means the left hand. So he removed his left hand here. Kinda gross. Alrighty. So we can come over here. Good, and we get the dried bouquet, which reads, a quaint bouquet of dried flowers offered to a small grave. Raises attack power when a spirit you have summoned dies. The sorrow that flows from the ultimate untimely demise of a loved one is a tenderness shared by all, regardless of birthplace. So basically, if you were to summon a Spirit Ash, and you have this Talisman equipped, when that Spirit Ash dies, your attack power goes up. So it's really good to use with really any Spirit Ash, but I'm pretty sure that you use it with a Spirit Ash that summons multiple spirits, kind of like the wolves or end of the army sort of ones. Every time one of those dies, your attack power goes up even more. So I'm pretty sure it could be used as like a combo effect in those situations. So I'm just trying to tag these guys so they drop and they don't ambush me later. And I'm going to get the drop on them. And luckily this is not poison, so you can kind of just hang out in here if you want. Oh, God. But we do have the maggot spewing kind here. So just do your best to rush them. Okay. Whew. Doing a lot of work here in Belurat. So the fly mold really doesn't say much. Just says a species of fungus known for its deathly sweet stench, material used for crafting items, found by hunting manflies, cultivated using the flesh and blood of manflies. It can serve as pot innards. So this is the other side of that grate that we saw before. That's the big waterfall, kind of near where we found the keys. So this is just the other side of that. And I always like that they place enemies on the other side of gates. This way you know that you can go there. I always think that's very nice. So in this room, there's gonna be a manfly. Oh God, come on! I was approaching with the sneakiness. I wasn't crouching, but still. All right. Cool. Take a big gulp of the nice sewage. It's fresh Belurat Reserve. Okay. And we got these guys dangling their legs. Surely don't have to kill them, but you may as well. Okay. Oh. Where'd you come from? Was he there the whole time? Alrighty. So now we're basically on the other side of that broken bridge from earlier. But we do have to be kind of careful, though, for a couple reasons. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do a little bit of work. There is one of those horned warriors nearby. So I want to do my best to... Yeah, there he is. So now that he's over there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rush across this bridge because there is an enemy with a pot on its head. And this enemy holds a Scadutree fragment that I want to grab really quick. Oh, of course, the grave bird is here. All right, so luckily, even if we were to die to this guy, which, in all honesty, is completely possible. Ow. Thought I had so much time there. Yeah, it's completely possible. Even if we were to... Jesus! Even if we were to die... Oh, my God. Oh, God, the whole gang's here. Even if we were to die, the pot guy would just respawn. But there's our... Oh, Gold Horde Tender. Really? No, we got a Revered Spirit Ash as well. So, not a Scadutree fragment, but a Revered Spirit Ash. Please die. That's one. Great. Okay, this at least becomes more manageable now. Wow. Okay. So now we're on the other side of that broken bridge. This leads to that scorpion-infested room. Real quick, though, let's sort of clear out the rooftops here. This is that first grave bird that I dropped way back when. Same one. This is the road that leads to that invasion. Basically in this direction over here. That's the invasion. We do have an item over here. Flight pinion. Drops from hawks. Okay. Very good. Okay, cool. We've basically cleared out the entire place with the exception of, like, the topmost area, which we're about to do. Come on. He was already dead. So let's make our way back over here. So you can drop here for the sewer as well. No, sorry, not the sewer. Just that one area with the manflies. All right. So as we come up here, I recommend backstabbing this particular guy, just because he's one of the strong ones. And then these guys you can just kind of chop up, no problem, while he wakes up. You get one more hit on him, and he goes down. We got a guy casting Spira over here. Let's take care of him. That wasn't him. Where is he? Here he is. You do get all those incantations throughout the game. So if you're looking to do one of those really annoying builds for PvP or something, just keep playing. All right, go ahead and grab another Revered Spirit Ash. And then I don't think there's anything over here. Nope. All right, we're going to enter here, and we have a couple of Curse Blade Ascetics here. So, actually, I think there's one. But just be ready to fight. So this is the big room with the... This is the big room with the big scorpions. All right, so the Curse Blade is going to be prowling around here somewhere. Yep, there he is. If you're lucky, he will just commit suicide and, like, jump off. You very likely will not be so lucky, but it can happen. Oh, God, I love Rivers of Blood so much. It does so much damage to things that don't wear armor. Alrighty. We've made it. We have made it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm actually just thinking out loud. There's a door that doesn't open from this side in the beginning. 99% positive that opens later. So I'm just going to ignore my instincts right now and just focus on the boss. So let's level up our blessings. We're now at blessing level 5 for Scadutree blessing and level 4 for the Revered Spirit Ash blessing. We can also level up our endurance. Highly recommend you do that. And now we have a boss fight. So this boss fight is the Divine Beast Dancer. The Divine Beast Dancer is a really cool design. It's like a Chinese parade dance, in the sense that like it's two guys underneath a lion costume that control it. So the head is actually wood, and when it opens its mouth to grab you, you can actually see the hinge that it's on. So it's not really a lion. It's just two dudes. I'm pretty sure these two dudes are somehow disgustingly fused together. One day, Zilly the Witch on YouTube will show us the model underneath the dress, but it's probably going to be disgusting. Anyway, it's a really tough boss, and it's made even more difficult by the camera. The camera for this boss is atrocious, truly atrocious. You can summon Freya for this fight. I don't recommend it just because, one, when you summon either player or an NPC, the boss's health pool goes up, but also it's just going to make it harder to manage the boss. So it has quite a lot of attacks, and it can also cycle through different elements. So what I recommend doing is I'm going to clean up my bar here a little bit. I don't know why I had this arranged the way I did. Yeah, I don't know why I had this arranged like this. Okay, I recommend bringing Thaw Frost boluses with you. The boss can switch between an earth element, which is sort of like a basic thing. It's mostly just physical damage. It can cycle to lightning, and it can cycle to frost. So you want to be very careful of the frost buildup, but also during the lightning phase, it's going to chuck lightning bolts at you. And anytime it does any sort of elemental attack during this phase, it's going to leave behind some like thunder or lightning marks on the ground, and then a thunderstorm's going to happen, and lightning will fall down in that area. So it's especially important to dodge its lightning bolt throws, because when it throws a lightning bolt, no matter if you dodge it or if it hits you, it's going to leave behind one of those thunderstorm AoEs that's going to strike a couple seconds later. So if you don't dodge the lightning bolt, you're going to get hit by the lightning and then have a hell of a time trying to dodge the follow-up thunderstorm. So it's really important in the lightning phase that you just focus on dodging, less so doing damage. The breath attacks can also be very frustrating. And the reason for that is because when you're locked on with the camera, the boss is going to be spinning around doing a dance. And when that happens, you need to stay with the boss, but also makes it harder to see. So I'll try to call out the dodge timing as I'm doing it, but to be very honest with you, I find this boss very frustrating, and so if you need additional help, I'll leave a link in the description for this specific boss guide where I go into a bit more detail, but let's just see how this goes. This is the boss I'm most curious about with the buffs to the Scadutree blessing in version 1.12.1.
Root inside the tower sculpted keepers, and perched within, we beg of thee, rise.
I actually just realized that is Hornsent Grandam. I always wondered who was doing that vocal. So there's actually a hand controlling that. Cool design. Nightmare of a boss to focus on, but cool design. Okay, so great music. Boss comes in. A lot of its physical attacks have follow-ups. So that's a grab. If you were to get grabbed by this boss, you will notice a red aura around you. That aura indicates that if you were to take a swig of your flask, you're going to end up healing the boss as well as yourself, so it kind of steals your heal in a sense. So the only way to really deal with that is just wait for it to run out or just heal yourself and deal with it. Did this boss get nerfed? Yeah, see their performance on PS5. That is not the video messing up. That is the performance on this boss fight. It is rough. All right, we're going to transition here in a sec. Yeah, so when the boss does its roar, it's going to have a follow-up attack, followed by a breath. Yep, when the boss goes up, now it'll always go to lightning first. I've never seen it go to frost first. For the most part, its attacks are the same, but again, it leaves behind these lightning fields. That's one of them. It's another one. The camera literally just sent me back into that lightning storm. So with this, you want to be careful. That breath just goes on forever. See, leaves that behind, and even though I dodged, still ate it. This fight is so rough. I really can't stand this fight. All right, we're back to Earth, which is nice. This is a lot more manageable. So after the grab, it will always follow up, and I always forget. That kick during Phase 2 will send a tornado your way, so be careful of that. Boss can also conjure, right on cue, can conjure a giant tornado. Recommend just blocking it. You can run out of the way, but the hitbox on it is pretty crazy. It's pretty large. All right, so you heard the wood clacking. That's another grab attack. It basically has Hoarfrost Stomp, so watch out. The crystals also explode. You gotta be careful of that. Oh, come on. I hate the breath follow-ups with an absolute passion. The breath follow-ups are just the worst. I gotta get out of here. I'm dead. I think this boss might have been nerfed. I'm doing so much damage to this thing. It's kind of crazy, and I don't think it's because it's Rivers of Blood. Maybe it is. I don't know. It feels like this boss got nerfed. All right, we'll try it again. Again, I don't recommend summoning Freya. All right. So that breath attack, just run to the side. It does last a while, though, so just be careful when you're trying to dodge it. It lasts longer than you think it might. Just try to roll into the boss when you see the breath getting close to you. Wow, camera's like having a stroke, basically. All right. Just trying to give it some space. 1, 2. Into the breath. Oh, God, I rolled. Didn't do anything. No way! All right, so watch. I had this red aura. I'm going to let this happen. Okay, never mind. I was going to drink and show it to you. I should have got behind the boss for that. This boss is so hard. It's like, it's weirdly, weirdly hard. And it's just made difficult by the camera, in my opinion. But it moves so fast. It's in this weird middle ground where, like, normally against big body bosses, I say don't lock on. I always say that. But this boss is in this weird middle ground where I feel like it's not big enough to not lock onto because it can just move so quickly around the arena, and all of its moves have these crazy, crazy follow-ups that you kind of have to stay locked on, you know? Yeah, and I feel like I dodged that. God, that's what I guess we're trying to go in. Yeah, the lightning breath I find to be the most annoying one. What is happening? This camera is crazy. This is absurd. That was risky, but... Ugh. No. The delay on that stomp, I'm not great at timing that. That was hard. Yeah, I was swinging too hard there. I kept swinging and swinging and swinging. Oh my god. I'm just gonna dig in there. Again, just block this. It's easier. That sends an ejection at you. We got it. Cool. That's the boss. 3 or 4 attempts. Not bad. It's just, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. All right. So we've got the Remembrance of the Dancing Lion, which says, Remembrance of the Dancing Lion hewn into the Scadutree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the Finger Reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. When the Impaler's army assailed the tower, who's Mesmer, the ritual of the lion dance was turned towards martial ends, its divinity, its fury, its light-footed beauty. So basically, this divine ritual was used as a counterattack. That's kind of what that's saying. All right, but we also get the Divine Beast head, which is very important. Ritual headwear in the form of a Divine Beast's head used to perform the lion dance. Worn by the very finest of the sculpted keepers, alas, it no longer responds to the old woman's earnest prayer. Old woman is key. Divine invocation heightens intensity of the storm alongside strength and dexterity, but reduces the restorative effect of drinking from a flask of sacred tears. Focus is also troubled by wearing this headwear. So focus is actually a group of stats. If we go to our resistance talismans, which are right here. So focus governs sleep resistance and madness. So resistance to sleep and madness, like actual orange bar fill-up madness, the frenzy flame stuff. So it reduces resistance to sleep and madness. All right, let's light this, and then we're going to go a little further. We're going to hit a dead end, but it's important that we go this far. So we're going to take this elevator up into the next area. And this is the real reason that we come up here, is this Revered Spirit Ash. Okay, and then we have this castle covered in thorns. And you can see that everything is like covered in shadow here. So it seems like there should be more to this structure, but it's covered in shadow. This ghost says, O tower of ours, hidden in shadow, O lofty spiral piercing the heavens, lead him safely unto greater godhood, and in divinity grant our salvation. So there's some sort of tower here that's cloaked in shadow and thorns. And we cannot gain entry, even if we try. So if we examine, it says sealed and obscured by shadow. Pick this up. It says Tower of Shadow message. Message left by Needle Knight Letta, addressed to kindred spirits who also pursue Miquella's trail. The gate of divinity lies in the tower sealed by shadow. That is surely where kindly Miquella is headed. We are no Empyreans, but we must locate the path that will lead us there. I will follow the crosses east. So Letta is telling us that Miquella has got to be somewhere in this place, behind the thorns. That's where he would have gone. But we've reached a dead end, so we need to follow the crosses, Miquella's crosses, to the east. So that's really what we're going to do. However, we need to go back to the small private altar because we need to speak with Hornsent Grandam now that we have the lion's head. So go ahead and change your equipment and then just equip the Divine Beast head. It's kind of funny looking. It doesn't provide much armor, but it's kind of funny looking. I like it. Am I in the right place? Yeah, we gotta go this way. Alright, go ahead and kill these two guys so they don't bother you. Very good. Go back in here. And then we can speak with Hornsent Grandam.
Oh, such a joy to smell the scent again. Does a sculpted keeper stand before me? Oh, as I felt the sacred beast's essence fade, a great anxiety welled up within. Forgive this old woman her foolish fears. 'Tis such relief I cannot express. After an eternity of the mind, our voices have at last reached the heavens, as evinced by thy gracious arrival. Oh, oh, oh. I implore, vessel of the sacred beast, have my son accompany thee to war, and dance thy dance of beauteous color. Take vengeance upon Mesmerity's lot. They who betrayed us, aye, they who burned us, let them face in thy wrath their just deserts. My song will I sing in service to thee. O sculpted keeper, channel thy color into the most resplendent of dances. My song will I sing in service to thee. Oh, my song.
Okay. So, we received an incantation called
We beg of thee to dance and cavort, dance and cavort. Cleanse all that thou wilt, cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower. Cleanse away the strumpet's vile progeny.
Okay. So, she says her prayer to the Divine Beast. And then if we read the description of Watchful Spirit, it says an entreaty received from the Empyrean Grandam. God, I gotta get away from her. The prayer is just in my ears. Okay. Oh my god. An entreaty received from the Empyrean Grandam. So she's an Empyrean, which is interesting. Summon a guardian spirit above the caster's head. The spirit never strays far from the caster, conjuring several apparitions before dissipating. Take vengeance upon Mesmer and his lot. Those who betrayed us, aye, those who burned us, let them face in thy wrath their just deserts. So you get an incantation from her. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to reload because she has more to give us on another visit, and reloading is the quickest way to get the game to think you're visiting for another time. And then this time she's going to give us something called Scorpions 2, which we can trade with Hornsent, the guy who was near Freya. Oh. Hold on, let me back up and then let you hear this in full.
O horn-decked beast from higher, O glorious sculpted keeper, thou art kind indeed to this aged crone. Oh, pardon me, my dear. Where are my manners? Surely thou must hunger, O sculpted keeper. I prithee, partake of this modest dish. 'Tis only plain fare, but sup to the lees, and it will surely grant thee ample vigor. Horn-decked beast from higher sphere delivered, we beg of thee to dance and cavort, cleanse all that thou wilt.
Righteous tarnished. Oh, you must mean some more. Some more is a kind and stalwart ally. He provisions our little outfit. Some more traffics with the forager brood, his brethren, who collect supplies from all corners of the land. No doubt they find inspiration in his many virtues. These are not your foes, Tarnished. Should you spot any forager brood, be sure to mind your manners. Righteous Tarn... Well, I'm much obliged. As suspected, kindly Mikola has visited the lands which hold the tower, and appears intent on wholly dispossessing himself of his flesh. He must be seeking entrance to the Tower of Shadow. Righteous Tarnished...
Welcome. You come often. You enjoy things. I like finding things. I like you. I like find for you things. Goodbye.
Oh my god. I haven't said a word because the mic has been muted because I muted it because I wanted to take a drink. Oh, live guides are so frustrating. Okay, it's really not the end of the world. All we did was speak to NPCs. It's not the end of the world. I feel so bad that I didn't realize that, and I'm not going to edit this because I hate editing these hour-long videos because they take 10 hours to render in 4K HDR. All we did was speak to NPCs. I'll just repeat what I said at the end there. Basically, anytime you find Michaelis Cross, speak to Sir Ansbach, tell him about them. He'll give you a little bit of lore. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to, in the next part of the walkthrough, oh my god, I feel terrible. In the next part of the walkthrough, we are going to go through Elak River. There is a dungeon here called Rivermouth Cave. We're going to go through that. It's somewhat short. It's not terribly long. It's not like the catacomb length, so don't worry. We're going to go through that, and then we're going to follow Elak River downstream, and then we're going to come out to the Cerulean Coast. We're going to get the next map fragment, and then explore the Cerulean Coast. Should be able to do all that in about an hour, hour and a half, and then that'll be the next part of the walkthrough. And then after that, we'll finally go to Castle Ensis and the surrounding areas. Okay, but that's it. Thank you to my channel members. Thank you to John Aldridge with 50 months, Silver Bullet 13 with 37 months, Daniel Cockreel with 32 months, Brian Brubaker with 27 months, Baghdad Money with 23 months, Greg with 21 months, X-Lightning84 with 16 months, Harv Fontany with 13 months, Jason Knaps with 3 months, Working Class Nerds with 1 month. Thank you all so much to my channel members. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. You can also leave a super thanks by clicking the heart icon below this video. Don't forget to join my community Discord. The link for that is in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.